What's up, guys? It's Nick. Today we're talking about anamorphic lenses. Now, back before, virus all happened, I was doing some anamorphic tests. My buddy Oliver got this really cool vintage gold anamorphic lens that came from a film projector. So, of course, I called my buddy Graham, who's right here. He's with me. Say hi, Graham.
Hi, Graham.
Exactly. We shot some tests. We shot some tests for the anamorphic lens. We shot it on what cameras again? It was the Red.
We got the Red, we had the C200, and the Blackmagic 4K.
Yeah, that's right. And it was a pretty interesting test, don't you think?
Dude, it was insane. Like, just lining up all these cameras, I was nervous I was going to knock one over, and we were just going to have a huge issue. We're just figuring out all these cameras. It was just an ideal space in a nice studio. We had these cool fairy lights just in the background to test the bokeh, because it's not cinematic if you don't have that bokeh.
That's very, very true. Yeah, I literally... Fun tip, if you guys ever want to get some really nice fairy lights, Christmas time, Home Depot, grab the bush lights, and it already comes in a net, and it's perfect for you. I have a bunch of them for that.
I was wondering what that was. I
was
like,
literally, I think it was $14 from Home Depot, and it's literally made to throw over your bush. That way you have Christmas lights, but instead I just kind of taped it to two different C-stands and then just walked them out until it stretched out as far as it could. So
yeah, no, that was great. It was because you got that nice spread of lights and stuff. Mm-hmm. You didn't have to wrap it around and circle it around everywhere.
I wanted to avoid that, especially because didn't we shoot that at 1 a.m?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was
I think it was after. Did you go to the Parasite Black and White showing with us?
Yeah, at the Egyptian.
Yeah. Well, it was after that, right?
Yeah, it was we went to Parasite.
Yeah.
We sat in LA traffic for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
To get back. And then we get back to the studio. And then we had to run to each other's places to get the cameras built out and everything.
Yeah.
And then we had to move all of that, get to the studio, and then just start unpacking, putting everything together, getting the crew ready. It was just a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot. And then I even remember we were having quite a bit of problems because since it's not actually an anamorphic lens, it's more like an anamorphic adapter that you screw onto the front of a lens. We realized that we could only use it with one of our lenses because we didn't have the right adapter to mount it to any of the other lenses. And then on top of that, we were having problems trying to figure out what the exact right mode was in all the camera settings on the Red. I remember that. That was pretty fun and annoying.
Yeah, you're right. The main distinction is it is an anamorphic lens, but it's an anamorphic projector lens. So it's not it wasn't made for cameras. It was made for you shoot this movie in anamorphic, and then back in the 50s or 60s when you're going to project it in the theater, it needs to go through that projector lens to just expand the image again back in the day. So that was the first problem we ran into of realizing, oh, we have to only keep it to this one lens that has the thread on the front that can fit on it. And
yeah.
So the Red, we're having to we had to switch to an EF mount on the Red because we had PL mount lenses, I'm pretty sure, for the Red.
Yeah,
we had to switch that out.
Yeah, that was fun.
Oh
that
gosh.
Was a hassle. And then I don't know, it was also
it was such a blast.
Oh, it was a huge blast. It was a huge blast. What we were planning on doing before all the current events happened was we were going to actually shoot a short film with this anamorphic adapter and see what kind of damage we could do with it. Good damage, of course, good footage.
Good damage.
And then, yeah, good damage. But then, of course, everything happened, and now we're kind of just all separate, apart, away from each other. We all left LA.
The country.
Oh yeah, we all left LA. Oliver, the guy who
you're on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Oliver's on the East Coast, and I'm in the Texas.
Yeah, and you're in the central area. So we're literally all separated by time zones. It's insane. Yeah. So who knows, Graham? Maybe we can shoot something one day with that anamorphic lens and do a little fun short film. It definitely would be a blast. If you guys would like to see that, please, comment down below because I would love to give you guys what you want.
Say yes. Say yes.
Say yes. Basically, give us an excuse to shoot it because that's
Please,
what we
give
need.
me an excuse to use expensive lenses, please.
Yes. What lens was that, anyways, that we had mounted, that we had the anamorphic adapter mounted onto? Wasn't it like an old 58, like, antique lens?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Oliver said, yeah, it was like a 50 or a 58 or a 48. It's along that line, a pretty middle range focal length. And yeah, it was like an old vintage piece of photography glass from like the 80s, I'm pretty sure. So that was kind of cool getting to play with this like vintage glass with this old 60s like projector lens. So they're kind of in the same ballpark of like this bygone era, very analog. So I mean, it did add kind of a soft look to some of the clips we got for sure.
Yeah, we had a bunch of old film tech on one of the most modern day film cameras. Which was pretty
it's
hysterical.
Like this camera shoots 6K and we're shooting it like anamorphic, like 4K or 2K.
Yeah, it was cropped. Now, Graham, out of all the cameras, I know it's been a while since you've seen the footage, but out of all the cameras, which camera do you think looked the best with the lens?
That is a really hard question. What strikes me more is just that there was no like definitive winner out of all of them. That's what's crazy is like the Blackmagic 4K and the Red held their own very well. I think it's probably a tie between those two. But that reminds me, I posted a poll on Instagram a while ago of the two images of Blackmagic and Red.
How did I miss
asking
that?
what viewers thought. Yeah. What? You didn't see it?
I didn't see it. I missed it. I'm sorry. I know. I failed.
Shame.
Yeah.
No, you're good. But I asked people which one they thought looked better just to get like a democratic opinion of it. Mm-hmm. And more people voted for Blackmagic, surprisingly, which is a $1,200 camera versus like a $50,000 camera.
Yeah, no,
brain.
I have my pocket in my garage. I don't have a red I don't have red in there. I wish I did.
Yeah, but I think that's a good testament to just how far cameras have come today. It's like, granted, when we did spherical tests and we moved the Red into spherical territory, there's one clip where I put a Sigma Cine Zoom on the Red. We shot it 6K, like full frame exposed, no crop, and it looks amazing. Like, it looks super sharp, super modern, very sleek. So I think the main reason the Red and the Blackmagic were so closely tied in anamorphics territory is just because, one, the glass we used for Red was very soft, very old, and we were cropping the image like insanely.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'd lean towards the Red in a given situation a little more over the 4K. But, I mean, Blackmagic's still a great camera.
Oh, yeah. No, it's a great camera. I think if anyone, needs to get a new camera and has, mid-tier budget of, like, $2,000, $3,000, I would get a 4K with a really nice, Metabones speed booster adapter, and then get very nice, like, $900,000 lens, and you got yourself a great package right there.
Yeah, and then also, like, there's sites that you can get, like, cool cages and rigs for it to just fully kit it out. Like, you've got, like, Condor Blue.
Yeah, exactly. Condor Blue. Like, they are one of the best, like, by far cages. Honestly, I just like their look. It's got that like matte silver and it's got that blue, which, if you can't tell, I'm all about the blue. My shirt's blue, the light's blue. I mean, I love blue.
I dig
it.
It gives
cool
off
color.
A good vibe.
Yeah, it's the full on 80s, it's like super vaporwave, like sci-fi style. That's why I personally love Condor Blue's like cables. Like, even their cables are blue. That's another thing. I will say that's one thing I really appreciate, because you can get black and blue cables. So I make all my audio cables blue and all my power cables black. That way it's easy to distinguish.
Because it like organizes it, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's like, and it also just goes with your color scheme, so that's like just a bonus.
I know. I want someone to come out with like pink cables, because I won't lie, like I will buy some pink cables.
Dude, that would be so good. The next big purchase I do for my own camera that I personally own will probably be a cage, because I mean, you want to make sure your camera's protected, and you want to add that modularness to the camera, because that's what really makes the Red stand out, is its ability to mount things and add modifications to it. When you get a cage for the Blackmagic, it really steps it up to that level of
for sure.
usability. Because image quality, the Blackmagic's great, But the main thing that the red has over the Blackmagic is just usability and modifications.
Anything else you think we didn't mention or talk about? I think that's pretty good.
I think that's pretty good. I'd just say to people that want to make movies, it's like anamorphic glass is pretty cool. It gets you a certain look. But honestly, I found spherical to be a little bit nicer in some senses. It's definitely a more modern look. So, I mean, if you're looking for a cool stylistic look for your film, don't think you have to break the bank to rig out this system for an anamorphic lens. Just use what you have. You'll be okay.
Yeah. No, that's very, very good advice. Well, guys, my name's Nick. This is Behind the Scenes with Nick J. Just talking about anamorphics and cameras and film life because that's what, everyone's passionate about that's on this channel. Well, I'll see you guys in the next one.